If you ever wanted to know, am I really committed? You are listening to the right episode of the Loan Officer Leadership Podcast. I'm your host, Steve Kiles. We are powered by the Mortgage Marketing Animals. And man, we have a great conversation today, Carl White. Man, you and I have been talking about this, and I heard you say something this week that it's like we got to have our community continue to hear this messaging. And I told you in the green room earlier, I'm like, Carl, what you said a week ago has been rocking me. And the title is, Are You Really Committed 10 Miles Out? What the heck?
So where this came from was we were like, first of all, we have to decide anytime we're doing anything, how bad do you want it? Right. And this takes some honest reflection of, all right, Carl, how bad do I want this? Steve, how bad do you want this? As you're listening to this today, how bad do you want it? Right. And so let's talk about, let's say, I don't know. Let's say I feel like, I don't know, some popcorn tonight. Me and the lovely Mrs. White are going to sit and watch a movie. And I open up the cabinet, no popcorn. So it's like, well, how bad do you want it? Do you want it bad enough to put your shoes on and go to the store? That even though it's only 10 minutes away, I gotta go to the store. You know, I just don't want it that bad, right? I mean, some nights maybe, but this night, you know, I'm going to pass on it, and that's okay, right? So now let's equate it back to our business. So I want to close 8 loans this month. I want to close 15 loans this month. Or maybe I was just talking with Corey Kavanewski. He did 45 loans as personal production last month, one of our coaches in the Freedom Club. Hey, Corey, how bad do you want to go to 75? Right. And I can tell you what his answer is. Like, he's 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Right. So how bad do you want it? And you go, I want it really bad. All right. Now let's equate it. Let's say you want to swim 10 miles. Mm-hmm. And Steve, you contacted me, say, Carl, man, I've got a challenge. One of my buddies challenged me. It'll put me in better shape. I'll be in better physical condition. I'll feel like a winner if I can pull this thing off. I've never swam 10 miles in my life. I really think I can pull it off. But boy, I need to be committed. How can I guarantee I'm going to swim 10 miles? Well, there's 2 ways that we could do it, Steve. One way would be we go into a swimming pool, and let's say, and I don't know how far it is, but let's say 10 laps is 1 mile, just say.
Yeah.
So I go, all right, Steve, you need to, if we want to swim 10 miles and 10 miles is a lap, we need to swim 100 laps. Mm-hmm. And so that's one way we could do it. Here's the problem with that. The problem with that is we could be 20, 30 laps in and do the shore, so to speak, right? The side of the pool is right there. You can just grab and go, hey, you know what? I did 30. That's enough.
I'm tapping
right?
out.
I'm tapping out,
yeah.
Right? I closed 2 loans. I guess that's enough. I wanted 10, but 2, the decent living, whatever. I need to hold off on prepaying for the kids' college education, but hell, they can just get a student loan, right? Or whatever that thing is, right? Or option B is I could take you on my boat and I dip you jump in the water 10 miles out, and I go, hey brother, the shoreline's 10 miles this way. Now I'm going to be right along with you. I'm going to keep you in sight. I'm going to encourage you. I'm going to help you.
Yeah.
Right. But you're not getting in my boat. Right. That's not going to happen because I'm committed with you. And I love you enough that I'll risk you yelling at me and being mad at me for not putting you in the boat. Because I know when you get to that shore, when you close that 10 loans, I know you're going to be happy with yourself. I know you're going to be glad you went that extra mile. So if we want to guarantee that you're going to swim 10 miles, do we do 100 laps where it's easy to tap out? Or do we fully commit and we go 10 miles out and swim back to shore? Because Steve, if I drop you off 10 miles, right? And I'm there with you, brother. I'm not going to leave you out there, right? I'm there with you. That as we're heading back, let's say we're at mile 7. You think you're going to be tired by that time?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. But you can't quit.
Yeah.
And if you quit, you're going to, it's not good, man. Right? It's not going to work. I'm going to be on the boat enjoying a beer and a cigar. I'm good. Right. But you gotta you got to keep swimming.
Yeah.
Now we might have to get on your back and, kind of do some back strokes and catch our breath. Totally cool.
Yeah.
Right. You might have to go, whoa, boy, Carl, this is hard, man.
Yeah.
And you know what, Steve? Reaching our goals, achieving our dreams, brother, it's hard.
Yeah.
I remember I got a few years on you. I remember back in Muhammad Ali in his days. Actually, I was watching just something recently. Patrick Mahoney, quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs, same kind of thing that Muhammad Ali talked about. Said training is hard. Like it's really hard. Winning the heavyweight championship in boxing, it's hard. Very few will achieve that. Being a great quarterback like Patrick Mahoney is, he was saying on this thing, it's really hard. The dude is committed, right? He's going to, man, he leaves nothing on the shelf, right? He brings all of him to the game. He's 100% committed. And in the mortgage business, we have to do the same thing. We have to be 100% committed. We have to be all in. We have to do what it takes. And so we have to tell somebody, hey, I'm committed. I'm going to risk this. Like in this case, we're talking about, being, 10 miles out and swimming to the shore, that if we leave ourselves an out, if we make it okay to close two, and there's nothing wrong with closing two loans, right? Let's just say that's whatever. I don't know what the amount is, but let's say it's $6,000. Hey, that's not a bad living.
Yeah.
But there's probably not being any dreams fulfilled there. And I can take, so I'll share with you a dream that I checked a box off that I really wanted to do. So let me tell you, and this is going to sound silly to a lot of people, but it wasn't silly to me. So I visited this little town in Ecuador about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And so it's a little village, and how this village makes their money is there's very small little coffee farms. And so it's individual farmers, and they're growing coffee out there. The problem is there's this one big, huge company that processes all of their coffee beans. So in other words, the farmer brings these coffee to this big corporation. The corporation processes it and then gives it back to the farmer to sell, at the markets. The problem is there's only one option, and it's this big corporation that's not even an Ecuadorian company. It's from another, I'm not going to mention it, but it's from another company. Hey, and nothing wrong with that company, right? They're raking in some profits. The problem is the farmers are just getting by. I mean, they are scraping it. They're poor.
Yeah.
Right. And so I remember when I saw that, I thought, it's too bad somebody doesn't open up a competing processing company that would be 10% of the cost, and give the profit back to the farmer, so these people can actually feed themselves and feed their family and maybe send their kids to school and have a better life. Well, about 5 months ago, I had the opportunity. A buddy of mine that lives down there said, hey, Carl, I found the property. So we bought some property. We're building a processing center. It's almost done. We bought all the equipment to process this coffee, and we're charging literally about 10% of what this corporation, it's almost at cost of this corporation. It generates just enough income to support a couple employees, and to actually do the process. It's about 6 employees to actually do the processing.
Yeah.
And so the 90% of profit that this company was making is now going back to those individual farmers, and it's going into their pocket. And it was just a way we could help the community. And there's no way that I could have funded that had I been closing 2 loans a month. Right. So when we close, going from 2 loans to say 8 loans or 10, or like in Corey Cavanucci's case, going from 45 loans to 75 loans, it's not just so we can buy, a Mercedes or put swimming pool number 4 at my house or whatever that thing. Nothing wrong with any of that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. But it's not about that. It's about making a difference in other people's lives. And had I not committed, thanks a lot for your help, buddy. Had I not committed to doing what it takes to have a team that closes all these loans that we do, much like yours, we couldn't have opened up that coffee processing center. And while that might sound like a small thing to you,
a big
it
deal.
was on my bucket list. Now,
Yeah.
and the thing that might seem small to me might be a big deal to you, like whatever your thing is. But I think a lot of people get the wrong impression. They go, hey, I'm doing okay. I'm closing my 2, my 4, my 8, my 10, whatever that number is. And I'm totally good. No, I get that. What would you do if you made twice the money? What would you do different? Who could you help?
Yeah.
And maybe it's your own family, right? And maybe it's going on that extra vacation that you've already wanted to take your family on. Instead, maybe it not just taking your immediate family. Maybe you can invite your in-laws too, or your brother and your sister-in-law to come on a trip too, or maybe you could send your cousin's kids to camp or whatever that thing is, right? So anyway, I'm kind of maybe getting off topic here a little bit, but I think that the biggest issue people have is I'm doing good enough for me, and you might be, but I'm going to challenge you when you go all in, when you do what it takes, just amazing things can happen. That we make an extra $3,000 or $2,000 or $6,000 per loan that we do. It warrants being all in. It warrants being committed. It warrants pushing my chips. Hey, I'm all in. We're doing this. Mm-hmm. The question is, or not, am I swimming 10 miles? The question is, how am I going to do it? And you teach me, you show me how to do it, because I'm in, Steve. You tell me what to do. Well, Carl, you got to get up at 4:30 in the morning and go do lap. Man, I'm in.
Yeah.
Where's the pool? Well, there is no pool, Carl. You got to go out in this water out here. It's safe, right? It's safe, but you go out in this water. And by the way, in January, it's not freezing. You're not going to die, cool. but it's chilly.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, dude, I'm in.
Yeah.
And I think that's just what it requires right now. The people that tap out, brother, the one thing that just really fries my bacon more than anything else is when I hear somebody say, hey, if things don't turn around, I'm gonna have to go get a real job. And that just burns my butt. You treat this like a real job, and you'll have a life that you of your dreams. And the good thing is, when you have your life of dreams, that means other people around you, your community, your family, your maybe friends, maybe helping people that you don't even know, their dreams can be met too.
Yeah.
So anyway, I get off.
Hey, and it goes back to potential. You know, you're doing it. There's more in you than commit to living a full life of potential and what you're made to do. You know, I love this. We can't help you till you commit, but once you commit, we won't let you fail. And what a great picture. You know, Carl, when I see that, that's exactly why being a part of a community that, look, we're here to help lead you to your goal and what you say you've committed to, then we're going to come alongside you in a boat, encouraging and helping and prepping and giving you the plan. And I just think it's so powerful, because right now is when people are being tested. Am I committed to this industry? Am I committed to the life of freedom and the goals and the things that are my why to move forward? And the ones who are, Carl, that's what's remarkable. I think about Nate, 2 loans 1 month, 2 loans the next month, 4 loans the next month, 9 loans 4 months later. And it's like we said that, I thought about Nate specifically, and you know who I'm talking about, because Carl, listen, even this week I had the chance to talk to him, and I said, hey, we do something called Call Stars that helps people with their outbound prospecting, part of what we're doing. And he said, brother, I'm doing it twice a day on Monday, every Tuesday, every Wednesday, every Thursday. That's commitment. That's a 10. I'm going in the ocean and there's no option but success, because I'm doing the right, you know, we say it all the time. You're not testing the plan. The plan's testing if you'll do the work. And if you're committed, then you will absolutely see results. We're seeing, you know, it's just remarkable. And I'm all excited because we got our Asheville event coming up this next week. Carl, all the people and the members that have massive results. I'm just like, let's go. It's exciting.
I got a story for you. I tell you, there's another, and maybe this should be a different episode, but I'm thinking of, you know, I think the big thing to understand that when you commit to doing something is you're committing to the activity.
Mm-hmm. That's
right. And that you do the activity, the results will happen. Like I'm thinking of, one of our Freedom Club members, Andres Nagy.
Mm-hmm.
And so get this, man. I love this story. So this cat started making his calls, doing the daily success plan. If you're new to the end, we'll tell you about that in a minute. But he's doing his daily success plan, right? He said, man, Carl, I'm in, right? Awesome guy, by the way. He's got a wonderful wife, 3 kids. You know, it's just a great dad. Looked at some, takes his kids out and strolls them around the country. It's just a really cool guy. Anyway, so he starts doing his daily success plan. And I hope he doesn't mind me sharing his numbers here, but in January, closed a loan, right? One. He went, man, I'm in. I know I'm on the right track. I know this is going to work. I'm swimming 10 miles. Right. February, closed one loan. March, closed one loan. This is when most people tap out. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But get this. So January 1, February 1, March 1, kept doing the activity. Right. April 6.
Come on.
May 9.
That's what we're seeing.
Wait. July 15. But see, most people, January 1, February 1, March 1, I'm out.
Tap out. That's it.
Tap
That's
out.
it. I got to 50 laps. I'm good. I can grab the side of the pool.
But you know what my brother did? He got out there. He got in the boat. We put him 10 miles out, and he said, "Carl, I'm swimming 10 miles to the shore. I'm not quitting in 90 days. Because he didn't stop. He knew to just measure the activity.
That's it.
Not the results for the first 90 days. And I think a lot of people have the misconception, frankly, a lot of it's because of just bad advertising or unethical advertising that, hey, you're going to double your business in 30 days. Right? I call that magic beans. There are no magic beans.
That's it.
It takes time, right? The good news is it doesn't take, years, right? Yeah. It takes months. Yeah, it takes months, right? And I've said this probably 1,000 times. You want quick money? Go open up a hot dog stand. You'll sell hot dogs a day, and you know what? You might actually do pretty good at that. But big money takes a little bit of time. The good news is it doesn't take 8 years of medical school. That my guess is, if and again, just using kind of industry standard numbers. I don't know what his numbers are, but let's just say he makes $3,000 per loan. Dude, 15 loans. What is that? $45,000.
Yeah,
brother. There's not a whole lot of doctors in my area. I don't know about yours that made $45,000 profit the month of July. I mean, that's unbelievable numbers. But none of that would have happened if it had tapped out in March. It just takes a commitment, and it takes effort, and it takes not stopping. And it takes measuring the activity, not the results for the first 90 days.
I love it.
So anyway, I don't know if that's what you were looking for here today, but
no, I just want our listeners, and this is exactly what it is. The encouragement to not only be committed, to have a resolve, but to continue the work, because the right work consistently over time will produce the right results. So, man, great stuff.
I'll go on record and no little asterisk, right? I have never once seen somebody do the effort and not get the results.
The daily success plan. That's it.
Not once. Like literally. And brother, I've seen thousands, and I've never seen, and I've seen people quit.
Yeah.
I've seen people January 1, February 1, March 1, I'm out. I've seen that.
Yeah.
I've seen that, but I have never seen somebody that stuck with it and followed the plan not see massive results. And brother, we've had some very socially awkward people, right? Just being honest. Right. We've had some, you don't have to be the life of the party and, Prince Charming or Princess Charming for this stuff to work. And I'm not saying this to be funny. You can get a guy like me and do the results. Like, look, I'm no Brad Pitt and I know it. Right. But you get like, if you do the activity, you'll get the results. You just got to give it some time. And if you're looking for, I need 8 more loans in the next 2 weeks. Oh, you might get lucky. I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
It happens. I'm not gonna say it doesn't. It happens. I was somebody just this morning, I can't remember their name, was on the Loan Officer Breakfast Club. And it was something like, hey, I made my calls and I got 3 applications came in over the weekend from calling my past database.
Yeah.
It's like, well, hell, 3 loans, all he need, and that was 1 round of phone calls to his past database. I mean, he's got, I think he said, like it was like 3 days, got an application, like 3 days in a row. I don't know. Maybe that'll continue. He'll get 30 for the month. I don't know. But typically it takes a little bit of time. And 100% of the people that don't quit see results. I've never seen it not work. And I don't care if they're brand new in the industry, if they've been doing it for like I have for decades, male, female, young, old, fat, skinny, bald headed, beautiful hair. Like
It don't matter.
Even
don't
somebody
matter.
like you, Steve, even
I
somebody
know
like
it
you.
works.
Yeah.
Oh
And
my
it's
goodness.
just, dude, it breaks my heart when I see people tap out, when I
Definitely.
see they have such potential.
Yeah.
That's like,
Yeah.
not everybody's designed to be in sales.
Yeah.
Right. And maybe that person, there's people that grow coffee, there's people that make coffee, and there's people that sell coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It just so happens the salespeople makes more money. Right. It's just the way it works. The highest paid people in the mortgage industry are the salespeople. The highest paid people in the car business are the salespeople. Right. A car salesman almost always makes more money than the sales manager.
Yeah.
Right. So it's okay to go do something else. Just be okay with making a fraction of the salary. Right.
Yeah.
And anyway.
Hey, and if you're listening today, what Carl's been talking about with a plan, and you want to know more about what do you mean the daily success plan? What's the proven plan that continues to give massive results? It's the daily success plan. Go to freedomplanningcall.com, freedomplanningcall.com. Myself, one of our team members, we'd love to invest 45 minutes and just walk you through what Monday looks like, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And we'd love to help you build your plan to live a life of freedom. Freedomplanningcall.com. Make sure to go there. And Carl, what a great episode. We needed to hear this. Are you really committed 10 miles out? And thank you for your encouragement, my man. Thank you for all our listeners for being a part of the journey, the story. The encouragement today is keep going. Don't quit. Keep going. Don't quit. You have a bad day, sleep it off, wake up the next day and execute regardless of the feelings. Remember this, anything worth doing is worth doing badly. Just get started. See ya.